Okay, investing in real estate. How to calculate your ROI. We're gonna do some math today. Everybody always asks me, tons of people that wanna know, how do I get into investing? How do I start? How do I buy a house? I mean, lots of different questions. Go through how to calculate what your ROI is, what that return on your investment is if you're buying an investment property. Okay, to calculate your ROI, you need to divide out what you make by what you put in. You put in a certain amount, whatever you get back, you put that on top and divide it out. Make money off of investment properties. First way is cash flow. That's the one we're all most familiar with. That means you rent out your property for more than your monthly payment. So you're cash flowing money, you're making money. Your payment's $1,000 a month, you're charging $2,000 a month. You make $1,000 in passive income. Principal reduction, that is when you rent out that property, somebody else is paying down that mortgage for you. That's what that is. Appreciation, something we're also familiar with. That's over time, your home increases in value. That's appreciation. So we'll go through an example right here with some numbers, do some math, and hopefully it makes sense. Okay, so say you want to buy a $500,000 property. As an investment, you need to put 15 to 20% down. So say you put $75,000 down. Your loan amount is now $425,000. Oh, and you're at 7.5% rate, 30-year mortgage is standard. Your principal and interest per month is going to be $2,971. Yeah, that's what's going to be paying down the loan and the interest on the loan. You're also going to have a homeowner's insurance, taxes, maybe a few other things. So in a nutshell, out the door every month, you're going to be about $3,455 to pay for everything all at once. Now let's say you can rent that property out for $2,300 a month. That's about how much you can get out of it. That's all you're gonna be able to rent it out. You will negative cash flow $1,155 a month. You need to pay $3,455. You can only rent it out for this much. You're going to have to make up that difference every month of $1,000, $1,200. Now, since we're calculating a yearly return on that investment, we want to find a percentage. We're going to multiply this by 12, that's per month, times 12, and that's going to yield us $13,860. So in our equation for our ROI, this is going to be what we make. It's going to be negative. We're going to divide that out by what we put in. Negative 18.48%. Now this is where most people jump out. They jump ship. They say, hey, that's a big loss on that cash flow. I can't do that. I'm not going to do that. But they don't take into account the other two ways. Because investing in the long term, it's not about the short term. If it was about the short term, then yeah, this wouldn't make sense. But if you're in it for the long term real estate investing, then you need to apply these other two principles on how to make a return on this initial investment of $75,000, right? Now let's move on to our principal reduction. For year one, the first year, principal amount for this loan is going to go down $3,603. As time goes on, you will be paying, maybe in year two, the principal reduction might be $4,000. Then in year three, the principal reduction might be $6,000. Then in year 5 or 10, it's going to be $10,000. The longer you have that loan, the more of the principal. And when I mean principal, I mean this right here, the loan amount. The more of that's going to be paid off. So for this first year, take $3,603 and divide it by our initial investment of $75,000, and we get 4.8% in the positive. Let's go to the appreciation. Average appreciation, hold on, let me get some lines. Average appreciation, let's say it's 5% per year. That means you're going to get on a $500,000 house, year one, you're gonna make $25,000 in appreciation. give or take. It could be more, it could be less. We could do 2 or 3%. We'll stick with 5 for now, the average. And you divide that out by $75,000 and you get 33.3%. Now you have negative cash flow, you have positive return on your principal reduction, positive return on the appreciation. You add these up, 18.65%. How does that look? Is that high? Is that low? What do you think? Compared to traditional investing, maybe stocks, bonds, 401ks, at, conservative numbers, 4, maybe 5% return on those. When you're aggressive, 10, 12%. A lot of people think this is high, but once you figure out this cash flow, maybe down the line you refinance, this can be so much higher. Now you might say, well, Stephen, what if appreciation is only 2%? Appreciation is 2% of the 500,000, so you make 10 grand, you're only 13%. Return on this appreciation. So 13 plus the 4, 13, 40, 50, 16, you're still negative 2% return if appreciation is low, but that's for the first year. Go to the second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year, over time, this cash flow is going to change. You'll hopefully be able to refinance that rate so it's lower your monthly payment. The loan amount will have been diminishing, getting smaller over time because you're making payments, your tenants are making payments. So you might be able to get this total monthly payment down to close to what you can rent it out for, which another thing to keep in mind too is rents will go up over time. So your monthly payments are going to come down, your rents are going to go up. You'll be able to start cash flowing and making money. Say you get your monthly payment down to $2,500 a month 5 years from now, because you can refinance at a 6% or a 5.5% rate. Plus you paid it down. Rents are now $2,600 or $2,700 a month. Now you're cash flowing $200 per month. Then you add into principal reduction. Over time, this number is going to get bigger. More of this will be paid off every month as you pay off interest. So this principal reduction percentage is going to go up every single year. Appreciation, Utah has a huge demand and not very much supply. Appreciation could fluctuate, could go up, could go down. In the long term, it's steadily increasing, steadily going up. Utah has a fantastic track record for home appreciation, one of the best in the nation. There's so much demand here, tons of people want to move here, and there's not very much supply. We're undersupplied. We need more homes. There's not enough homes to go around, which drives prices up, which that makes appreciation go up. So over time, this number is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and better. Now, if that makes sense to you and you can get past this negative cash flow, and if you're able to subsidize that extra $1,200 a month or whatever it is, maybe you buy a smaller house, $300,000 or $400,000, and you only have to subsidize $500 or $600 a month. If you're able to do that and make up that difference, then in the long term, it can be a great investment strategy for you. That's totally up to you. But based off these numbers, if that makes sense to you, I highly encourage getting more information, sitting down and talking with me, your lender, whatever other information you need. Go get it and figure it out and figure out if this is the right thing for you. And you might say, well, Stephen, I want to invest, I want to get started, but I don't have $75,000 to put down. How do I do that? Buy it as your primary residence. You need to get pre-qualified, pre-approved a lender to make sure that you can afford a monthly payment. If you can afford that, and it might make you stretch, but the nice thing about a primary residence is that you don't have to put down 15 or 20%. You can put down, there's 0 down loan options out there. You can put 0 down. You can put 1%, 2%, 3%, depending on the loan options that you have. And you can buy a house, live in it. Again, you're going to have to be able to make those monthly payments, live in it for a couple of years, refinance, hopefully at a lower rate, start renting that property out, and then you can start doing this math. And hopefully at that point, rent would have gone up a little bit. Maybe when you bought it, you could only rent it for $2,000 a month, but now, hey, you can rent it for $2,250 a month, and you got your monthly payment down to $2,600 a month. Now you only have to make up $200 or $300. So there's a little bit of negative cash flow here, but over time, definitely going to pay out. So if you can see past this negative cash flow amount in the beginning, then that's what I would recommend. Buy a personal residence, live in it for a few years, do all you can to get that monthly payment down, start renting this out. Primary residence that was once a liability is now an asset working for you. And another question I get is people ask me, hey Steven, when is the best time? When do I buy? They want to time the market. They want to buy low, sell high. Everybody hears about that. The best advice I can offer is to buy at the soonest point in which you're ready. And it's probably going to make you stretch. There's going to be some growing pains. You're going to have to learn a lot. And that's what I'm here for. If you have questions, I'm here to help you, walk you through that process. But the soonest point at which you are ready is the best time, as long as you're in it for the long haul. If you're in it to short the real estate market and try and make a quick buck, then this is not for you. Go into day trading or stocks or bonds or something else that you can short the market. But real estate is all about the long-term investments. Have a plan in place for the long term. That's when you're going to see the biggest gains. When you are consistent for a longer period of time rather than short. Everybody wants to make a quick buck. I want to make a quick buck. Everybody does. It's awesome. I wish that's how we made all of our money, but the best things come and the most returns are there when you're consistent, on time, you have a system in place. You're going to be renting out these homes. Well, Stephen, what if the roof blows off? Hey, what if the plumbing goes out, or a new water heater or whatnot? Yeah, you're going to want to set aside some money. You're going to be a landlord. You're going to want to set aside some money to pay for those repairs. You're going to want to have homeowners insurance set up. You're going to want to have probably have a home warranty in place. So if things do happen, instead of spending $10,000 for a roof, you're only putting in a $500 or $1,000 deductible. You want to have your systems and plans in place so that you can be profitable. You want to be smart about it. If you have questions, if you want to invest, if you don't know where to start, if you have a home in mind, if you want to sell a house and use that to buy others, give me a call, shoot me a text. I'm happy to walk through these, show you where to get all the information so we can figure out the best plan for you in your situation. And it might be do it now, it might be wait for a year, it might be wait for 5 years. It just depends. It depends on where you're at and how you want to do it. I hope this helps. We plug those numbers into a program. Let's see, starting home value $500,000, original loan amount $425. So this is with the 15% down. Forecasted depreciation 4.5, interest rate 7.5. If we scroll down, there's this graph I want to show you. This is what it will look like in a 10-year period. So it's going to take you, you're going to have a few years of losses before you start seeing a return on that investment. And keep in mind, this is taking into account or assuming that everything stays the exact same as it is today. That rents are the same, that interest rates are the same, that appreciation stays the same. But if the appreciation goes up higher, then this changes and you receive a return sooner. Rents will go up every year. That'll change. If the rates go down and you refinance, that's going to change this as well. This is a long-term, this is what it looks like in a 10-year period. Past that, you can imagine it's just going to grow and grow and grow. Except this time with a 20% down payment, making the loan amount $400,000 instead of $425. Everything else the exact same. Your return on that investment starts a little earlier. Instead of year 4, it's the very beginning of year 3. So that's another scenario. If you potentially have a little bit more to put down, then it might be beneficial to do that. Here for 25% down, so your loan amount is now $375. All the information same interest rate. Your return on that investment, remember in the 20% down example,
it was the beginning of year 3. In this one, it's the beginning of year 3 as well. So not a big difference between 20 and 25%. So your golden spot might be between that 15 and 20% to start those returns earlier. So if you'd like to see more specific examples or walk through numbers or whatnot, let me know, or reach out to your lender. I get this from Academy Mortgage, so I'm happy to put you in contact with them, but just let me know.